Well, Michael is an award-winning composer and author of this book right here. I'm going to steal it from you, Bishop, entitled Sound of Beauty. Thank you so much for being with us, Michael. How are you?
I'm great, Your Excellency, and Jay, it's an honor to be here with you.
Now, where are you right now?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, speaking of Chattanooga.
There you go. Well, first of all, congratulations that the Tennessee Titans beat the New England Patriots.
Thank you.
We just have to get that out of the way. Hey.
Well, I'm a professor at the great Vanderbilt University here in Nashville in music.
Great college. Yeah, great university. It's a great university. Yes. Well, this book tackles a variety of aspects about music, all through the lens of faith. Can you share a bit about your thoughts that if liturgical music becomes a performance, and it becomes a distraction from the Eucharist? I find that very interesting.
Indeed. We've turned it in some parishes into a performance. And first of all, the general instruction of the Roman Missal tells us that no individual is to receive special honor or attention or glory in the liturgy of the Mass. And when you put someone up there in front and they're performing, and in some cases even people applaud, you are bringing them special honor. But more than that, when we enter the church, that's a sacred space, or it's meant to be. And the tabernacle is there with the presence of the Lord. And we are there to prepare our hearts and our disposition to receive the Holy Eucharist. And that's why I say it's a distraction if someone's performing, because what we want music to do, along with the statuary and the architecture and the whole ambiance of that space, is to take us into somewhere like no other place. You come into the nave of the church, you kneel, and you have time to reflect and to put yourself into the presence, and you are in the real presence of the Lord, and to prepare yourself for the sacrament. So that's why I say it's a distraction.
Enough, because I'm very fortunate to be the pastor of two parishes where we have fantastic music, and I'm so appreciative of the fact when we just allow the music to help us to pray. One thing you share in the book, by the way, and I noticed this, is that listening to music is kind of like a lost art. It becomes, I'm in the car and I got music going on, and I'm watching the road and I'm reading my phone. And tell us about how that impedes our appreciation of the spirituality of music.
Great question. Indeed, we're bombarded with music everywhere we go, in the grocery store, even when you're on hold on the telephone. And we end up kind of tuning it out. It's becomes noise pollution in a way. And it is a special gift of God. I believe that music is a great gift of love from God to us, to help us appreciate Him and draw closer to Him. Just as if we saw a sunset or a beautiful garden of flowers, music is a physical creation of God also, because it goes through sound waves in the air. Even though we can't see them, they're invisible. It's just as tangible of a physical matter than as anything else that He created. And so I think we don't appreciate it enough, because we're so overloaded with it, I think. And so we should be selective and maybe turn off music in the car and everywhere we go, and then listen to it carefully when we do listen to it, and choose carefully what to listen to.
Well, Ignatius Press is the publisher of the book, which includes references to many of the church documents. Your revert to the faith, how did church teachings influence this book?
I think I was an evangelical Protestant during my time away from the church. And I think I lived my life during that time in compartments. And this is not to impugn Protestants, but myself. I tried to live like an Arian or something. The physical body didn't matter anything. It was just all trying to live in some cerebral state of ecstasy with God, which you cannot sustain 24/7. And I didn't connect that the physical world and physical aspects of worship are crucial to connect us bodily, as of course the source and sum of the Eucharist, to the Lord. And so that's what I read a book by Philip Howard called Evangelical is Not Enough. And I think that's the first name. Is it Philip or Thomas? Anyway, it's an Ignatius book. Evangelical is Not Enough. This was about a dozen years ago. That's why I'm a little fuzzy. But he talked about immanence and transcendence. And if we have those out of balance, we get in trouble spiritually.
You have a great website, michaelkurek.com. You have a fantastic book here, which I'm claiming from the living room. I'm taking this up to my office so I can read it because I'm already influenced by your sense of the spirituality of music. What can people find if they go to michaelkurek.com, and how can they get a copy of the book?
Thank you. Well, the book is everywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Ignatius Press site, of course. I think, my background as a composer is crucial to the conception of this book because it's something I've been thinking about many years because I'm devoting my life to writing classical music for symphony orchestras all over the world. And I think to myself, what does this mean? Why does music stir our emotions? Why does it cause us to be thrilled or saddened? And I begin investigating these things from the aspects of psychology and perception. And a lot of that is in the book explaining, but I did it for myself, first of all, because I wanted to write music that would move people. So if you go to my website, to answer your question, there's a media page with lots and lots of free music that's streaming there that you can listen to. I've just written a Latin Mass setting that any adult choir can sing, and some churches in Nashville are using it. It's short, so it's not like the Verdi Requiem that takes 90 minutes. You can actually use it in a Mass. And any volunteer adult choir can sing it with easy enough ranges, but it's Latin. So that's something I think we need in the church. So you'll find that on the site and my orchestral music. I'm working on a new symphony, a 44-minute long symphony orchestra composition, which will be recorded next year. And my record company is finding the orchestra as we speak. First and foremost, I'm not an author, but a composer, and all of this grew out of my creative work and my need to understand music and understand what I was actually doing.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for being with us today and telling us about the sound of beauty. We very much appreciate your time, and have a great day.
Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you too.